Student, we see the quadratic equations. Today we see the solution of the quadratic equations. There are three methods of the getting solution of the quadratic equations: factorization method, completing square method, and formula method. What is the solution? Solution is that we have to find the root of the quadratic equations. It is called the solution of quadratic equations. That means we have to find the roots of the quadratic equations. We say there are three methods. One is factorization method, second is completing square method, and third is formula method. Now we see the first method, factorization method. We take some example for this. We take the first example, quadratic equation. Suppose there is x square plus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0. We saw the four type of the examples in this form, where the coefficient of x square is 1. I write that all examples. First is x square plus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0. Second, x square minus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0. We see the difference between these two quadratic equations. We change only the sign of the second term. Third one, x square plus 5x minus 6 is equal to 0. And then x square minus 5x minus 6 is equal to 0. In these four examples, we get all type of the examples in the factorization methods. इथे चार प्रकारचे आपण क्वाड्रॅटिक इक्वेशन्स घेतलेत. त्यांच्यामध्ये थर्ड टर्म जे आहे त्या थर्ड टर्मच्या दोघांचा साइन जे आहे ते पॉझिटिव्ह आहे, दोघांचं साइन निगेटिव्ह आहे, आणि मिडल टर्मचे साइन्स वेगवेगळे आहेत. फर्स्ट वी टेक द फर्स्ट टाइप ऑफ द एक्झाम्पल. That means the sum of the sign of the middle term and the last term is positive. That means for factorization we have to factor this polynomial. In ninth we have to do the factor of the quadratic polynomials. That means we have to factor of the 6 such that their sum is the middle term. That means we have to factor plus 6 such that the sum of that factor is the middle term. The factor of the 6 are 2 and 3, and second one 1 and 6. Only two types of the factors are there. If we take 2 and 3, the sum is get 5, and 1 and 6 we get the sum is 7. That means 1 and 6 is not the factor. We get the factor 2 and 3. The sum of the sum is plus 5. That means the sign of this both number is same, that is a positive, because of the sum of the sign of the middle term is a positive. Once again I repeat it. We take the third term, the sign of the third term is positive, then we have to factor that their sum is the middle term. If the sign of the third term is negative, then we have to find the factor such that their difference is the middle term. Here the sign of the third term is the positive. That means we have to get factors such that their sum is the middle term. That means 2 and 3. Now we split the middle term in the form of x square plus we split 5x into 2x and 3x. That means 2x plus 3x plus 6 is equal to 0. Now get two terms together and we get the common. That means x get common from this, x square and plus 2x. X plus x into bracket, we get x common. That means x into bracket x plus 2 plus, in these two terms we get 3 common. 3 you get into bracket 3x, 3 get common, x is remaining, and at here 6, that means 2 into 3, 3 get common, 2 is remaining, is equal to 0. Now x plus 2, these two are the same. We take in the first x plus 2, and the another term is into second remaining bracket x plus 3 into another bracket is equal to 0. Now these two terms, the product of these two terms is 0. That means either one term of either one term of these two term is 0. That means if a into b is equal to 0, then a is equal to 0 or b is equal to 0. Then only the product gets 0. That means in these two terms x plus 2 is equal to 0 or same x minus 3 is equal to 0. Therefore x get minus 2, or take 3 at the another side, we get x is equal to minus 3. That means x is equal to minus 2 and x is equal to minus 3 are the roots of these quadratic equations. Hence minus 2 and minus 3 are the roots of this equation. There are two roots because of the degree of this is 2. If the degree is 2, then there are at most 2 roots. Okay. Now we take the another example. At here we change only the sign of the middle term. That means the sign of the middle term is, now we have change that sign is minus 5x. Now the factor of 6 says that their sum is the middle term. The factor are same, 3 and 2, but the sign of the middle term is negative. That means we take the sign negative here. The multiplication of these two is minus 2 into minus 3 is plus 6. That means the third term. And so we split the middle term in this manner. X square minus 2x minus 3x plus 6 is equal to 0. Now take the two terms together and get common. We get x common, x minus 2 minus, here 3 get common. At here first is x minus 3 we get common. That means we have to change the sign of 6, that is minus, and 3 get common, 2 is the remaining. X minus 2 in that bracket, we take that bracket common, and therefore x minus 2 in the first bracket, and in the second bracket x minus 3 is equal to 0. Now the product of these two terms is 0. Therefore x minus 2 is equal to 0 or x minus 3 is equal to 0. That therefore x is equal to 2 or x is equal to 3. That is our solution. Hence 2 and 3 are the roots of the equation. That is our final answer. We change only middle term, the roots are different. Okay. Now we get another example. In that example we change the sign of third term, which is negative, and the sign of the middle term is positive. Now we have to get the factor of 6 such that their difference is 5. Because of there is minus sign, that means we have to find the difference is middle term. At here minus 6. The difference is 5. That means this for factors are, we doesn't get factors 2 and 3 because the difference is 1. Then hence we take the another factors which are 6 and 1. The difference is 5. Okay, that means the factors are 6 and 1. Now we take the sign of the middle term to the greatest number. Here the 6 is the greater than 1. We take the sign plus to the 6 and the another sign to the smaller number, that is minus. Okay, we take the positive sign to the greater number, that is 6 is plus, and the remaining sign, negative sign, to the smaller number, that is minus 1. Now the product of this is minus 6. Hence we split the middle term, plus 6x minus 1x minus 6. I write minus 1x. We can otherwise you not write, only write minus x is also correct. Once we get together two terms and get common, here x get common, x plus 6, here minus 1 get common, and hence the sign, my negative sign get common. That means we have to change the sign of 6, that is plus 6 is equal to 0. Hence in the first bracket x plus 6 are the same. We get first into first bracket x plus 6 and into second bracket x minus 1 is equal to 0. And hence the product of this is equal to 0. Therefore x plus 6 is equal to 0 or x minus 1 is equal to 0. Therefore x is equal to minus 6 or x is equal to 1. That is our solution. Hence minus 6 and 1 are the roots of this equation. Now we get the fourth one. In the fourth one, we have to change the sign of middle term. That is the sign of middle term, minus 5x. Hence in fourth we get the both sign are negative, the sum of middle term, the sign of the middle term and the sign of the third term. Now the factor is minus 6. That means the third term is a minus 6. That means we have to factor such that their difference is 5. The factors are 6 and 1. Here the negative sign to the middle term, that means we have to take that sign to the greater number, as 6 get the negative sign, the another sign to the smaller number, that is positive. Now split the middle term in this form, x square minus 6x plus 1x minus 6 is equal to 0. Now take two terms together and get common. Hence x get common, x minus 6 plus 1 get common, x minus 6 is equal to 0. And hence x minus 6 are the same, get in the first bracket and into second bracket x plus 1 is equal to 0. The product of two terms is 0. Hence the x minus 6 is equal to 0 or x plus 1 is equal to 0. Therefore x is equal to 6 or x is equal to minus 1. Hence our solution is 6 and minus 1 are the roots of this equation. Okay, we can solve any example like this in our book. Now we take another type of the example where the coefficient of x square is not 1. Now we see the fifth example. There are 4 examples we see. Now these are fifth example. Solve the following quadratic equations. 5m square is equal to 22m plus 15. First we write in the standard form this equation in the standard form. Take 22m and 15 to the another side. Hence 5m square minus 22m minus 15 is equal to 0 is our required quadratic equation. Now we have to get third term is 15 and the coefficient of m square is 5. First we multiply these two terms, 5 and 15. We multiply these two terms, 5 and 15. That means 5 into 15 which is equal to 75. Now we have to factor the 75 such that here is negative sign, that means their difference is 22. Their difference is 22. The factor of 75 is 3 into 25. 3 and 25. Okay, their difference is 22. 25 minus 3 is 22. Hence the difference is 22. Now the sign of the middle term is to the greater, that means my 25 get negative sign and 3 get positive sign. Therefore we have to split the middle term. 5m square minus 25m plus 3m minus 15 is equal to 0. Now get two terms together and get common. Here 5 and m both get common. Hence 5m get common. M is remaining in the first term. Here 25 is equal to 5 into 5. 5 get common. That means 5 is remaining. M get common. Then here 3 get common. Into bracket m minus 5 is equal to 0. M minus 5, m minus 5 are the same. We take in the first bracket m minus 5 and the another bracket 5m plus 3 is equal to 0. Now the product of these two terms is 0. Therefore m minus 5 is equal to 0 or 5m plus 3 is equal to 0. Therefore m is equal to 5 or 5m is equal to minus 3. Take 5 to the another side. We get m is equal to 5 or take m to the 5 to the another side. M is equal to minus 3 upon 5. And hence our roots are, solution is 5 and minus 3 upon 5 are roots of this quadratic equation. Now we see the another type of the example. So student, let's see the another example. 16x square minus 24x is equal to 0. Here 16 and x square x, we get x common at here and 8 get common, therefore 8x, that means 8 is 8 into 2, that is 16. We take 8 common, the 2 is remaining and x is remaining, minus 8 3s are 24, 3 and x we get common, 3 is remaining. Now the product of these two terms is 0, therefore 8x is equal to 0 or 2x minus 3 is equal to 0. Take 8 to the another side, we get x is equal to 0, 0 upon 8 is equal to 0 or 2x is equal to 3. Hence x is equal to 0 or x is equal to 3 upon 2. Therefore our solution is 0 and 3 upon 2 are the roots of this equation. Now another example we get. (64m square minus 625 is equal to 0. Here 64m square minus 625, that is the difference between two squares is there. 64 is the square of 8m bracket square minus 25 bracket square. This is the difference between two squares in the form of a square minus b square. The factor of this is a plus b into bracket second bracket a minus b. Now using this formula, 8m square minus 25m square is equal to, in the first bracket 8m plus 25 and into second bracket 8m minus 25 is equal to 0. Now the product of these two terms is 0, therefore 8m plus 25 is equal to 0 or 8m minus 25 is equal to 0. Take 25 to another side, 8m is equal to minus 25 or 8m is equal to plus 25. Take the 8 to the another side, we get m is equal to minus 25 into 8 or divided by 8, minus 25 divided by 8 or m is equal to 25 upon 8. Hence these are our roots of the quadratic equation. Hence our final answer is minus 25 upon 8 and 25 upon 8 are the roots of this equation. These all are the solutions of the quadratic equation by factorization method. Tomorrow we see the completing square method. Now solve the practice set on it. Thank you.